Okay, we're back with Gordon GeckO's cooking pizza. Low calorie, and that's what I'm trying to get at right now. The reason why I say low calories, not necessarily I'm using low calorie items or ingredients, but what I do is I cheat a little bit, and I put a little bit of, I put the pepperoni and the sausage and pre-cook it, and take a towel and dampen it, get some of that grease out of there. That way it doesn't go onto your pizza deck here. Anytime when you're cooking pizza, you want to make sure all your ingredients are ready. So we got the mozzarella ready to go. We've got our mushrooms and our olives. You can get them pre-sliced. I slice them myself just because I like cooking like that. And I put it all in the pan with a little flour on the bottom with that pre-made dough. That just helps cheat. Now you can make your own dough mix, whatever, but I tried it once and I gave up on the idea. For $1.25, you can get a whole setup all ready to go. So this is what the end product is. I moved it out by hand. And I'll show you one of the tricks I learned at working for Domino's Pizza. What you do is you don't put too much sauce on here because that'll kill your pizza. I just use regular pizza Prego sauce. Get a spoon, and what you want to do is you want to work it with a spoon backwards, inside out. And if you do this right, you don't get it over don't go over the edges. That's how the pizzas burn. And anybody that works at Domino's Pizza knows that that's how they do it with the big spoon. It's better to have a bigger spoon than what I'm using, but I'm at home, so I'm not going to use a gourmet kitchen and stuff. Now I'm trying to help you guys make pizza on your own. So here we go. We got most of it taken care of there. I'm going to make it all right in front of you here in the Jiffy. Once you get everything cut up, it is fast. So basically you want to take some mozzarella cheese, load it in here just a little bit, just get a little base going. Don't put too much. That's more cheese, more grease. Makes the pizza cook longer and may not cook all the way through. Okay, that's good to go. And the first thing I learned at cooking at Domino's is that you want to start with pepperoni. Because pepperoni is it's already pre-cooked, so you don't have to put so much pressure on the pizza anyways. And you want to work on the outside in. You don't have to cook it too hard, but as you do this, you'll see what I'm talking about. It kind of grows. I kind of came up with this recipe because I got bored of getting Papa Murphy's pizzas and different store-bought pizzas that just didn't quite cut it. So this is the 5th generation of what I came up with. The dollar value works for the budgets. And not that I'm just a cheapskate, but, it's kind of fun to cook at home and show off to your friends. My roommate's been impressed. They stole my pizza one day and raved about it. What I usually do is I cook a whole pizza on my own. I put it in about 4 or 5 sections, refrigerate it, and I got food for 4 or 5 days. Quick on-the-go stuff. That's why I cooked this. That's what I was really coming up with. See, now you got all that pepperoni in there. Everything's great. And then you come back over and do mushrooms. Mushrooms are thicker, so they're going to take longer to cook, but you don't have to get fancy, but just try to get them all spaced out. And if you do this right and make a nice balance, it'll cook evenly. Usually really good about picking the amount of ingredients. This particular one, I basically used 3.5 mushrooms. They're just the small, regular mushrooms. I cut them myself, and you can cut them to size. Try to keep some of the ingredients away from the middle, because it seems that's where the grease always ends up. So once you get all this taken care of, see if you don't leave too much in the middle, it won't sag in the middle. And this pizza dough actually works pretty good. It cooks in about 20 minutes max. And then we come over here to our sausage, and then basically, literally, this stuff bounces around. If it falls over, it's no big deal. You can always move this back. All you're trying to do is basically just use up all the ingredients that you made. Don't waste it. I never do. This is probably the greasier of the items that we're using anyways. But this is really fun to do. Quick meal. You'll impress somebody. Because everybody does what everyone else does usually. Goes to the store and pick up the little Caesars or Domino's or whatever. And the last thing you want to do here with these first ingredients is throw some olives on there. These are regular stuff, store-bought olives. There's nothing fancy to these. I'm sure you could use other brands. The larger olives can work too, but I prefer just the regular black olives. And see, there's no secret to it. You just kind of be a little more decorative. I've done some really cool things with this stuff. All right, and then of course you want to do is top it off with some cheese, whatever you got left. Try not to get it on the pan, so work from the inside out. You don't need a lot because there's already cheese on there. Just adds to what people expect to see when they're eating a pizza, right? So there you go. I might have one spill over, but that's fine. Yeah. One of the key things too I learned about pizza dough is if you don't pop the corners as you're pushing it out by hand, just work your inside out, work it inside out, the regular dough. Try not to come over the edge and pop the bubbles, and that'll keep a crust on there that you're going to really enjoy when the pizza's all done. So, appreciate you sticking around today. Got the oven preheated at 450. I've heard of different things. You can heat the oven as hot as you want to, but I'm probably going to cook it at around 400 degrees, 450 probably, and we're good to go. We've got it in the oven, and all I can do now is eat. Enjoy. That was Gordon GeckO. Low budget, low cal, and lower calorie pizza.